Venezuela plunged into a deep political crisis in January, when Guaido invoked the constitution to assume an interim presidency, arguing Maduro's May 2018 re-election was illegitimate. He has been recognized by most Western countries, including the United States, as Venezuela's rightful leader. Maduro, a socialist, says Guaido is a puppet of the United States and is attempting to lead a coup against him to wrest control of the OPEC nation's oil reserves, the largest in the world. He retains control of state functions and the loyalty of the military top brass. The diplomatic pressure has worked, the economic pressure and the pressure on assets have worked, Guaido said. What's missing? Shortly after assuming the interim presidency, Guaido offered amnesty to members of the military who took his side. While hundreds have deserted, with many fleeing to neighboring Colombia, the top brass has stood by Maduro's side. Guaido estimated that between 80 to 85% of military members were convinced of the need for a change in Venezuela, and that his team has been meeting with higher-ranking members. What's missing? That the leadership, the high command of the armed forces, take the side of the Constitution, he said. The 35-year-old engineer, who had a low profile before assuming the presidency of the National Assembly this year, said he was prepared for more members of his team to be detained after his chief of staff, Roberto Marrero, was arrested on Thursday under accusations of terrorism. Venezuela's Supreme Court has initiated an investigation of Guaido on the grounds that he had helped foreign countries interfere in internal matters. During a prolonged blackout this month, the chief prosecutor has asked that he be probed for alleged involvement in sabotage of the country's electrical system. Guaido said Maduro's aim was to generate fear. The risk of participating in politics in Venezuela is your life, your freedom, and the persecution of those closest to you, Guaido said. Guaido said his team has also been in touch with companies whose Venezuelan assets were expropriated by the late former President Hugo Chavez, Maduro's mentor and predecessor, about returning to the country should Maduro leave power.